All right, so I'm going to try to talk a little bit about the details of what went into making this beautiful hunk of hardware work. Okay, so it's a Microsoft Surface table, which is kind of like a gigantic tablet computer, but it's not your average touchscreen. A normal touchscreen works by when you touch it, the screen senses the electrical charge in your fingertip, and it can only do that for a couple of fingers, maybe one or two at a time. But this is really different. This actually has 4 infrared cameras underneath the screen pointing upwards, and it sees through the screen at whatever's above it. So you can actually hover your hand just above the screen without touching it, and it will see your entire hand, just like you would with your eye almost. And it can trace your entire hand. So you can do a lot with this table that you can't do on a normal touchscreen. So it's really exciting. And one of those really cool things that we've taken advantage of is it can read tags, kind of like a barcode reader or scanner. So I'll kind of, you'll get to see how that works. Actually, there's these little, they're going to accompany the storyboard, and I encourage you guys to play with these. There's little tags on the bottom. When you place one on the screen, it'll read that piece and start a little function, and you guys can see what it does. Okay, so this is a really huge piece of information all put into one big format, and that's a spreadsheet. And this is kind of a cut-off version. It gets bigger than this. This isn't even all of it. This is the spreadsheet of all of the data and information we threw together, and by threw together I mean meticulously researched over a long period of time to throw into the storyboard. And yeah, so next slide. So a lot of it came from big stacks of books, really well-researched literature that is available in our library, and anyone can access this stuff. But at the same time, we wanted to really bring it alive with the technology. And Dr. Thornton's books are in that stack as well. We use them extensively. But we also did a number of meetings with local experts and elders, and that was how we kind of narrowed down the names from the huge list of however many. There's over 100 on that map, I believe. And we started out, so in our first meetings, we just had this big rollout map of paper, and we were using sticky notes and drawing on it with pencil. And yeah, it was great. The way to see it morph into this really cool piece of technology is really exciting. We went up to Cluckwan, and we presented a little information about the project to them and asked if they would contribute, and as Patty said, they made these really great videos, so look for those on the storyboard as well. We took children from the Haines school, we took them out to various places, and we had them interview elders and had them learn about the places and have a good time, and there's video from those projects on the storyboard as well. Patty and Yolanta went up to the Yukon and networked with the Champagne and Aishik First Nations up there and brought a lot of information back with them to add as well. So in the end, it kind of looks like this, and that's really great and all, but no one can do anything with a big spreadsheet like this. So my job was to build a program on this Surface technology to input all of this data into a really neat, readable format. So I'll kind of talk about that. It's a big map interface, and for those of you not used to looking at a satellite view, this is an overhead view of the Haines area. This is Glacier Bay is down here, and here's the Chilkat Range and Lynn Canal. Skagway's way up here, the Juneau ice field, and there's big glaciers everywhere, and that's where we live, kind of in the middle of it all. That's Haines. And we've put red place marks for each of the 40 names that we focused on. And when you touch a place mark, all this information pops up. So that's the main function of the storyboard. But you know, it would have hurt my neck to be hunching over this thing for a year developing this, so I actually developed it on a little prototype computer and spent a lot of time working on that back at my desk to start with. So for the really nerdy among us who are interested in this stuff, basically it's almost all written in C# and XAML, which are programming languages. The map in the background is Bing Maps, and there's actually things wrong on that background map. That this is a national Bing, it's Microsoft's map software, and they have things wrong on that map, so don't blame me for that. But yeah, it took almost a year just to develop the software, and in the end I wrote about 6,400 lines of code, which is roughly equivalent to writing a small novella. Oh, and Patty mentioned this too, there's going to be a website over the next few months that we'll be getting up and going, and that's the companion. It'll have all the same information as the storyboard, but online, so you can access it from home or on your iPhone, remotely, wherever you want, and you can read all this stuff and keep exploring. And here's our long list of names. Obviously I won't go through all of them, but I encourage you guys to find this on the storyboard, and you know, if you contributed, make sure your name is on here. I think we got everybody, but you never know. And if you go forward one more, in the lower left-hand corner of the storyboard, there's this little question mark icon. If you hit that with your finger, it'll pop up a menu. There's a button that says About. If you hit that, it'll bring up that list of names. So I encourage you guys to all look at that and really appreciate all the work that went into this. It's a very collaborative project. Oh, and just to finish it all off, because like Patty, I thought what happened this morning was very symbolic of the whole project almost. Here's two quick pictures of what we did this morning, which was move this gorgeous piece of house post out of the place where it was carved and bring it in here, which was quite a project and actually really fun. And it was just really cool to see everybody helping out. So without further ado, I think we're going to actually unveil this thing and let you guys play with it, right?